We did a whole clip on this once. It's a pretty long testimony, but I know what's in my heart right now is to share just this particular part of the testimony. It's an awesome, amazing testimony, but I know in my heart I wanted us to share this particular part. And I'll just give you a really quick, brief backstory. Our daughter Emma was in need of some dental work, and we had gone. Dawn had scheduled to go see a particular dentist, and then she ended up rescheduling it. And so by the time the day they went to the dentist, and this was an office that had different dentists that would be there at different times, they got a particular one, and they went in, and they had, it looked like she needed a couple of root canals. And so Dawn had asked for the office manager to kind of hook up how we would take care of all that. And the dentist came back in, the doctor, and said, I'm just supposed to plant some seed. I'm supposed to do something for you guys, and I want to take care of Emma. That's our daughter. I want to take care of her dental needs. And he said, we're having a big clinic going on in a couple of weeks. Would like her to come down, and we're going to take care of her dental needs. Well, that was awesome. We were willing to just go ahead and to go through the process and do that ourselves. There was no done in a loop that we needed any help in that area, but it was on his heart to just take care of it. And it was a few $1,000s worth of taking care of it. He was, and this was a while ago when this happened. But so anyhow, they go to the clinic the next couple of weeks, and it's an open clinic, and there's thousands of people that are there, and they get there early in the morning, and there's probably about 500 or 600 people in front of them, and just prior, the week before, and I was with Dawn when she made the call to kind of confirm, where to be for this clinic, and I remember we were thinking that it sounded like the way they described it to us that Dawn and Emma should just go up to the front of the line and tell them who they were with, and they could get in. But we didn't want to inquire about that because we were already thankful that they were willing to just take care of our dental needs. We didn't want to say, hey, are we supposed to just cut to the front of the line? It felt a little, like we weren't being humble to that, but we sensed we should ask that, but we didn't. In fact, when they left that morning to go to the clinic, I remember even saying to Don, take his card, to call him, because it was in my spirit that because we knew a lot of people were going to show up to this, that they would be able just to go up to the front of the line. So you guys got there, and you're in line with 500 or 600 other people, and what happened?
Well, I was just standing there, and I'm like, Lord, because it was at fairgrounds, and so we were in like a covered animal, what do you call it, corral?
Yeah, like thing. The stalls.
The stalls for...
Yeah, they were having in the big fair building because it was a big exposition they were putting on, the dentists, and they were doing the clinic. And
I looked around, and I'm like, Lord, like, Jesus already did the major thing. I'm like, he already walked this path. I go, because I felt like we're like in some kind of like animal manger thing. And
right.
I looked at Emma. I'm like, Emma, where's that card that Dad told us to bring? And let me see if there's like a number I can call the doctor and see if I can get a hold of him, if his cell phone or something's on there and stuff. Because I was like, Jesus already did this. He already paved the way and walked this path.
He already hung out in the manger.
Yeah, I go, but this isn't right, so...
this was the weekend. It was a Saturday.
So the main offices are not open.
Of the dental clinic.
But there's this number, emergency number, if you need anything. So I called the emergency number. I'm like, I'm not trying to tie up, your emergency number here. I go, but I'm trying to reach, the doctor. And is there a way that you can page him or, connect us with him? I go, we had specific instructions that we're supposed to meet him and then have him paged when we arrive.
Right.
And so she's like, well, there's another doctor on call, which was the same last name. So I thought it was his brother, but it ended up being his son. She goes, I'll give him a call. I'm like, okay. I go, she's like, we get your phone number, so they need to call you. Mm-hmm. So we sat and we're in the line again for another, half an hour or something like that. And I get this phone call, and it was him. He's like, it's like, Dawn. He goes, where are you? I'm like, I'm in the middle of the line.
Yeah.
He's like, is there a way out? I'm like, yeah, there's this gate. And there's a gate just right there where I've seen other
Now let me help describe this, because you described it to me real quick.
Okay.
Like lines at a bank teller where they got the ropes and there's you're just weaving through. So they were estimating that there was 500 or 600 people in front of them, and then they didn't know how many people were in the building waiting.
Yeah.
And so you're just moving incredibly slow through this line. You get the call from the doctor saying, "Where are you? Can you get up here?" And there's gates or fences along the way where you have to go through the entrance. And your thoughts were that you would have the doctor page once you got up to the front of the line.
Right. That's
but
what
I had been thinking, like, can't you just go to the front of the line?
Right.
But I never said that to you. We never said that. But then there you are in line, you look over and there's a gate through the fence.
Yeah. And so I pop out the gate. I see him talking on the phone. He's like, "Where are you? Over here." You know? He's like, "Where's Emma?" "And she's in the line." He's like, "Go get her!"
Go get her!
So I get Emma out of the line, and we come out.
Go through the gate, start passing hundreds and hundreds of people.
Yeah. We get there. He's like, and his assistant Kent.
Now, what did he say on the way? You were like, what, like the rock star thing? What?
Well, no, when we got in.
Okay.
So we got up to the front. His assistant was out there, and she's like, "I've been waiting for you. You're my special patient."
Yeah.
And we were like, "You've been waiting for us. We've been here for so long."
They were supposed to. They could have just told any of the people working there.
Like, I had all my staff looking out for you guys, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" So we finally got through the crowd and into the building and got all set up. And the doctor, before her treatment started, he's like, "You guys are going to be treated like rock stars."
That's right.
He goes, "So you guys don't worry." He goes, "We'll guide you every step of the way where you need."
Bypassed you through what everyone else was going through.
Yeah, there's other people in the sitting area waiting for treatment in different areas.
He went past all that,
and he pulled us right in and past all that. Had a separate seat for us to sit at, and we just had preferential treatment.
The favor of God.
It was just amazing.
And so, but here's what's amazing is that then you said as Emma was getting her treatment, another person came and sat down. People had come in overnight for this clinic, and from all around. And so you were sitting right next to a mom and a son who had been there since 9 o'clock. No, was it midnight?
Yeah, it was like midnight the night before.
Right, and this was like 9 o'clock now. They were behind you guys. So literally, there have been people who had been there the night before, and God whisked you through ahead of everybody else. And on top of that, more happens. Because after they do the root canals, he says she's going to need ortho work. And he calls over the ortho guy and says, "Well, we're going to take care of that."
Yeah, we're going to take care of that too. He goes, so there was another, 6 months down the road was another clinic.
Yep.
And then
so another $5,000 covered worth of ortho work. And this was and here's what I got excited about. These people did not know us. The dentist, when they first went there, did not know us. We'd never seen that dentist before in our lives. Don gave no testimony. No testimony about our books out or our ministry, nothing. Zero. Didn't know us from anything. Just knew in his heart he was supposed to do this. They get there. They finally, God, prompts. Don's like, and here's what I like. When she sat there, when you're in line and felt the whole maid thing, Jesus already did this. It was the week before when we felt too weird about saying, do we get to just walk to the front of the line? Because we felt like we're not being humble. They're literally paying for this, and we should be willing to stand in line however long we got to stand in line if they're paying for it. But we just kept having that sense. And then when Dawn was in line and knew, wait, we're not supposed to be standing in line. Jesus already did this. So, a lot of times we'll get in those moments, I will, where I'm like complaining about, why hasn't this happened, God? Dawn and I have done this. I've given God the list of things that we've done and why something should be happening. But Dawn didn't do that. She stood in that line and didn't give a list to God of all the things we've done. Hey, we're here early in the morning. We did all this. We're here. We're obedient. Instead, she based it on what Jesus had done. She said, God, based on what your son has done, I shouldn't be in this line. You've got,
You've already paved the way for us.
That's right. And then They get whisked away like rock stars, literally. And it didn't just end there. When they got in, they found out that they were way ahead of at least 1,000 other people. Okay. And when they left, and then God covers the ortho. So we're just supposed to do that. And then it was a big place. They parked quite a ways away. When they go to leave, they're going to go walking, and someone points to you and says,
they point to us, and they were golf carting people out to the parking lot. So they were like, "You need to catch that guy over there, and he'll take you to your car."
Rock star you right out to the vehicle.
All right, So
they were ready to walk out, and God's like, "No, this whole thing is covered." We talked to the doctor later in that week. 3,000 people had come out to that thing for the 2 days. It was just amazing. But it was just, my excitement about it was, God blessed us through someone who did not know anything about us. Did not know us from Adam, didn't know anything about us, but just knew in his heart. I mean, they told Don when they got brought to the front of the line, "We've been waiting for you." Emma's our special patient. Don could have asked the staff member right when they got there, "Hey, we're supposed to speak Dr. Keating," and been there. Just been there. But it took a while. Finally, Dawn stood up in the authority God's given her, and she stood up on the foundation of what Jesus has done for us, not a list of what we've done and why hasn't God done something because we've been doing that. Which, I get moments like that where I'm like, "God, we've done everything you told us to do, and I'll give the list." But Dawn didn't do that. She just said, "It's based on what your son has done, not what I've done." And he just whisked them up and took care of everything. But there was obedience in that. Dawn was obedient to respond and step out in the authority that God had given her. God had given us authority, and we didn't act on it the week before. When we look back, we knew we were supposed to call them. We could have called them that Wednesday before. In fact, well, you did, but we didn't say it. We didn't ask then. Are we supposed to just come to the front of the line? We didn't ask that. In the natural realm, we felt like that would be out of line to ask. But in God's authority, he was telling us to do that, and we didn't do it. So much so that I knew it, that I gave Dawn the card when she was leaving to go, saying, "Just take this card with you." She wouldn't have had the card with her, wouldn't have been able to make the call, wouldn't have had the number, but just knew. So we learned that he had given us the authority. We could have avoided standing in line, but even when she stood in that line, she realized, okay, God's given us authority in this. He's blessing us, and we can step out in this blessing and receive what he has planned for us. And it was just amazing. And again, that's revelation, application, manifestation. The revelation that Jesus has already done this. The application, making the call, saying, "God, I know you've got a plan for us, and it's not to stand here in this line." And the manifestation was they were whisked ahead of hundreds, if not 1,000 in that moment. And they were out of there. You guys were out of there in 4 hours total. And there were people that had waited. It was 8-10 hours before they even got in the building. It was amazing. God's awesome. Woo! And you were determined.
I was determined. I told Emma, I go, we're not standing in this line. I go, I'm determined to get us up there. I go, I don't know what it's going to take or what I'm supposed to do. I go, but I'm determined. I'm going to make this phone call, and we're going to get a call back. Somehow, somewhere, something's going to happen.
But your determination was that God
had it under control. That he was going to. Yep. It was going to happen. So.
Jesus already.
I locked in on my faith.
Locked in on her faith.
Because Emma's not a morning person. Sorry.
So
she's
lock in.
So
we needed some God Folgers.
Yeah, that's good.
Maxwell House, God's house.
Yeah.
And it happened, but it was because of God's will.
She was a champ. She totally.
Yes.
She locked in too, so it was good.
God did it. And on a side note, there's a whole part of her ministry that we know can be part of that experience that she had. But for this moment, there was a revelation, there was an application, there was a manifestation, and there was an obedience, because that application is action, and that action is a step of faith. And they took a step of faith, made the phone call, just knowing that that was God's plan. And we're humble enough to stand in the line, and stood in the line. But once they were obedient and made that call, the doctor was like, "What are you doing in line? Get up here.
Yeah, exactly.
You're supposed to be up here."
Yeah. Woo-hoo.
Woo! Favor of God. But that favor comes from realizing and having a revelation of it, taking an action step, and then it manifests.